Dang, Mr. Beast cannot catch a break. Now his Amazon show, Beast Games, is under fire. Let's see what's going on.
Hey guys, so a lot has happened over the last few days and I wanted to update you. It is truly so much to cover in a single video, but it just definitely needs to be talked about. First of all, the fact that hardly any large YouTubers are talking about the Beast Games is honestly pretty disappointing, although not too surprising. In general, I think basically all the top YouTubers are hoping this blows over.
Yeah, I've been hearing some stuff about the Beast Games, the Amazon show, MrBeast's show. There's been some safety concerns and then something about underwear. That may be what this is about. Let's see.
So they can keep their chance to do business with MrBeast or be a part of his juicy collabs. As someone who has done 3 of these Beast collabs and had him try to do business with me twice off of YouTube, let me tell you, it's a complete waste of time. But hey, I'm not gonna go into that right now. I would just like to remind them, the other big YouTubers in this community, that dozens of people were injured and thousands of people were denied their basic human rights, all for a MrBeast YouTube video.
Whoa. Let's go back here. We signed up for the show, but we didn't sign up for not being fed or watered or treated like human beings. Okay. Yeah, that's some pretty strong wording there. Didn't even get to be fed or watered. Weren't treated like human beings. Cool. Cool. Wow.
Of people were denied their basic human rights, all for a MrBeast YouTube video. It's giving David Dobrik 2.0, and the sequels are always worse.
Yeah.
There's still no update from TikTok on why my first video about the Beast Games is blocked in every country except for the US. Also, thousands of...
Weird. Are we seeing cover up? What's going? I mean, we don't know for sure. This is all just hypotheticals, but that's definitely weird.
Comments are being deleted daily on MrBeast's newest video.
MrBeast has been deleting all the comments that speak on the situation about him being a fraud. It doesn't matter if you don't space out your comment, they will all be deleted.
Just imagine you're so concerned about people saying negative stuff about you because of all these situations that you're basically paying someone full time to just delete comments on your latest video. Please go through. Don't let any negative comments get through. Make sure you just cut them all out. Just cut them all out. Delete all negative comments. We want all positivity in the comments section. And we're going to allegedly lie about the dislikes on our video so that it looks like there's only like a 1-2% dislike rate. I mean, it's completely fair, I guess, to say that they have some sort of glitch and they are actually seeing these numbers, but the actual numbers are very different. I don't know for sure, but I watched a very interesting video of Mr. Asmongold going into this, and he kind of broke down using the tool, having his audience use the tool that we're talking about, the third-party tool, to check the dislikes on the videos and compare to his actual video numbers in YouTube Studio. And it was not off by that much. It was not off by that much ever on any of the examples that he showed. The MrBeast video showing 1 million dislikes at the time of the Asmongold video, and then him saying that it's only 1,000, 10,000 or 1,000 dislikes, something like that. It was like a 1-2% dislike rate compared to 50% dislike rate. It's crazy.
Reddit is blocking threads on the topic. This includes his own subreddit that's ran by his staff. Even Twitter deleted a community post about MrBeast. So overall, it looks like there is a pretty concerted effort to hide this story, which...
Yeah, cover up upon cover up. Keep it hush hush, keep it quiet. Don't let anybody talk about it.
Pretty much explains why I'm making the video today. A lot of you had asked for verification of the other stories I was making videos about, which I totally get, and I wanted to read one of the articles that came out this week. This one is from the New York Times.
Okay.
They vetted about a dozen Beast Games contestants and listened to their stories. Many other news outlets have also interviewed and vetted other contestants and crew as well. So I hope that gives you some assurance that these stories are real. All right, so let's read through. Send thoughts and prayers. I'm dyslexic. This is going to be something. The title of the article is Willing to Die for MrBeast and 5 Million.
Whoa. Okay.
read about half of it because it would probably take me a couple hours to read this whole article because I'm such a slow reader. During the intake process this year, several contestants told the New York Times that they have been asked whether they would be willing to be buried alive or travel to outer space. One
Okay. Buried alive or travel to outer space. Be able to swim to shore if thrown overboard from a boat. Good grief. I mean, really just asking people to go above and beyond. That's crazy.
contestant recalled being asked if she would be able to swim to shore if thrown overboard from a boat. I understand that such activities may cause me death, illness, or serious bodily injury, including but not limited to exhaustion, dehydration, overexertion, burns, and heat stroke. Read a line in the contract reviewed by the Times that applicants were required to sign.
Holy moly, this is crazy. I mean, yes, of course, you have to cover yourself to the most extreme if you're putting people in kind of more extreme situations, but why? Why to this extent? You have to keep raising the bar so much that actual, like, threat of death is on the line? It's just too much, man. It's just too much.
Language is commonplace in reality television contracts. What they did not expect, however, were the more mundane yet potentially dangerous inconveniences that they said had befallen them during the competition. Speaking with the New York Times on the condition of being anonymous due to non-disclosure agreements, over a dozen people who participated in the first installment of Beast Games said that they had not received adequate food or medical care and that some competitors had suffered injuries from the physical challenges.
That's not good. That is a bad look. That is bad. That is bad, MrBeast. Bad. Holy moly. Yeah. Just the basics? You can't even get the basics right? Not enough food or medical care. Like, what are we talking here with medical care, too? I mean, maybe people have medical conditions and they disclosed that and it's not being addressed. Or is it just maybe like minor medication? Maybe not something too serious, but they still would like to have it. We don't know the extent of it from this, but still, it looks horrible. That does not look good. Not even meeting the basics.
The event was being filmed for Mr. Donaldson's YouTube channel to select contestants to participate in the Amazon MGM show later this summer.
Right. Yes, I remember. So the first episode was on MrBeast's channel. So that is fully on MrBeast and his team. Like, fully. That is fully their responsibility and failure. If they were not even meeting the minimum, kind of basic needs for these people, that's horrible.
Some of the contestants left the competition arena on stretchers. A contestant said, though it was unclear if any of those contestants had faced serious medical conditions. Another described watching fellow contestants vomiting and appearing to pass out. There were several hospitalizations.
Oh my goodness. Is anybody else kind of shocked by the ability of this MrBeast team to not even run the basically, like the most basic safe environment for a game show? I'm a little bit shocked. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff come out recently about MrBeast and his channel, but man, this is bad. I understand why she's saying like she's shocked that no more like larger channels are covering this. I'm a smaller channel, very, very small channel, but this deserves to be covered, absolutely.
So I'm going to stop right here to give a little bit of context. The local hospital that took patients from the Beast Games described it as a pretty chaotic scene. I've also talked to at least 100 contestants. Some of the injuries described to me, I would definitely describe as serious. Okay, back to the article. In a text message, a spokesperson for MrBeast said that the shoot was unfortunately complicated by the CrowdStrike incident, extreme weather, and other unexpected logistical and communication issues. The spokesperson said MrBeast had started a formal review and had taken steps to ensure that we learn from this experience.
Yikes. Okay. I mean, I guess that's the most basic response you could give. We will take steps to learn from this experience. Like, couldn't you have put controls in place in the first place to make sure that this did not happen? I mean, there's never a 100% scenario. There really is not. But you can try for 99.99% coverage of all your bases. You can. You can absolutely try for that. There's no perfect, but you could absolutely try for 99.99. Maybe even 95% is pretty reasonably good to cover yourself. But this it doesn't even sound close to that.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break again. So, MrBeast's PR team is blaming everyone but themselves.
Yeah.
I don't understand how CrowdStrike prevents people from getting their medication. I don't understand how CrowdStrike prevents women from getting feminine products that they need. I don't understand.
Oh, come on. Not even the basics like that were given to people? Oh, That's disgusting to not even provide the basics like that. Like, you cannot do that to people, man. If you're going to put them into a situation where they're going to be away from all their basic necessities, you need to provide them. That's disgusting.
And how CrowdStrike gives low-quality food with no protein to contestants doing physical challenges. They were giving out cold oatmeal. Yeah, great, wonderful. I don't understand how CrowdStrike caused people to be nearly trampled. I just don't understand how CrowdStrike caused fully grown men to tackle women. And
Yikes. Oh, man, it just gets worse and worse.
severe weather. Spoiler alert, it's Vegas. It's hot. How is that an excuse? And unexpected logistical issues. That's literally the entire point of hiring an experienced crew. Remember when I said MrBeast team intentionally wanted to hire non-union?
How hard could it be to just have like a bunch of bins or boxes even? Like, you could literally do cardboard boxes. How hard would it be to just slap a piece of tape on there, masking tape, use a Sharpie and put a person's name on it, and then put all of their things in that box? So when that person comes calling, hey, I need this medication, or I need my whatever, my toiletries, or whatever you want to say, I need my clean underwear, and then you go grab that box because it's got their name on it. It's clearly visible in the stack. How hard could it be? That would be way better than this.
And MrBeast has started a formal review. So what? This is the second time in 2 weeks that MrBeast is investigating MrBeast. I'm gonna investigate myself. After I investigated myself, I have found that I myself have done no wrongdoings.
Yeah, I see what she's saying here. It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny to be putting out these formal investigations into yourself and your own company. Kind of strange.
After this totally legitimate investigation that I have done myself on myself. Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
The company that will be investigating me is MrBeast Investigations. All right, let's go back to the article. Some former employees have spoken out about safety concerns on MrBeast sets, but his vast fan base has continued to see him as fundamentally charitable and well-meaning. Amid allegations about Beast games, as well as recent accusations about inappropriate language used by Mr. Donaldson and a former collaborator, his reputation, as well as his multi-million-dollar YouTube empire, are on the line. We signed up for the show, but we didn't sign up for not being fed or watered or treated like human beings, one contestant told The Times. Before they arrived at—
You got former employees speaking out about it. I mean, so this is still alleged, of course, but we're not just talking about contestants anymore. We're talking about former employees as well. Like, just straight up stating, hey, his sets, these environments for contestants, for people on the show, is not safe. That's okay. It's pretty significant.
At the stadium on July 18th, the contestants had to turn in their phones and belongings, including medications. The group ranged in age from members of Gen Z to a competitor who said he was 82, a contestant said. Right from the start, things seemed off. Some contestants said they had originally been told that the competition would have 1,000 participants. This was also the figure advertised by Prime Video earlier this year. But upon arrival, contestants received a video message from Mr. Donaldson, reviewed by The Times, informing them that the number of contestants was higher.
Okay, this is just, it's so chaotic. Like, they can't even tell people the right number of participants. Hey, you're going to be competing against 999 other people. Oh, wait, actually, sorry, it's much higher than that. How you can't even get just one number accurate for people? It's just so out of hand, really.
Obviously, there's 2,000 contestants, Mr. Donaldson said in a video. I don't remember if I said that publicly or not, but there is.
I don't remember if I said that or not. Yikes. How can the number be twice as high as everybody thought it was? And you think, oh, yeah, that's fine. They don't need to know.
Spokesperson for MrBeast said the intention had always been to have 2,000 competitors during that phase. There's that spokesperson again, that PR team. They're just working overtime. I talked to a bunch of contestants. The contestants that I talked to, many of them were not told that it was going to be 2,000 participants. They were told it was 1,000.
Okay.
They were upset by this. They were also upset because they felt they were misled because they thought they were going to be on the Amazon Prime show, not on a YouTube video.
This is all just total chaos and just so poorly handled, it seems like.
Many of the people who appear in MrBeast YouTube videos, some of the contestants said that they needed the cash to pay for things like student loans and medical debt, which is the #1 debt in the United States. This is a part that seems small, but it really bothers
Yeah, I can vouch for that. My student debt's pretty high. Yep, I can agree.
me because it's obvious that they're just trying to film people's reactions of like, what? But you're really messing with people's lives and people who may really need money. A lot of the contestants that I talked to, they signed up for the show not because it sounded super, super fun, but because they really needed the money and they wanted a chance to compete for that money to really change their lives. And so
Yeah, when you mess with people's expectations, they're not going to be super happy, right? Yeah, totally. I understand. You think you're going to be competing against a certain number of people and that number is doubled on you out of nowhere? I mean, that's pretty significant, right? You've already set your expectations. To be fair, 1,000 versus 2,000, is it going to be twice as hard to win, or what's the actual change there? It's kind of hard to say. But just the fact that things are getting changed on them, there was an expectation set and then it just got completely blown out of the water. That's not cool. It's just straight up not cool.
So to dangle a really high-priced carrot, $5 million in front of people's faces who need the finances and then do this to them, it just seems cheap. I'm getting older.
Agreed.
I'm just fed up with the BS. Several contestants also said that they had not been warned about how little they would be given to eat and how infrequently. They described going on long stretches without being fed by the production. One said she had gone over 20 hours, both during the games and while they were in Las Vegas before and after filming. Contestants said they had...
That's insane. 20 hours, over 20 hours without being fed. That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. In my opinion, it's okay to skip one meal a day. You'll be okay. You'll be fully nourished, I think, or at least enough to get by with 2 meals a day at a full, calorie count and, getting your protein and everything. But to only get fed once in over 20 hours is insane. That is actually insane. That's like torture levels right there. You're watching somebody's weight just drop with that kind of meal count. That's so bad.
Had expected the production to provide them with meals for the duration of their time in Nevada. One meal described by several contestants included a teeny portion of cold oatmeal, 1 hard-boiled egg, and a few pieces of raw vegetables.
Yikes. Oh, yikes. And we're talking about full calorie count, and that just does not sound like it's cutting it either. That is really bad. That is really bad. They dropped the ball so hard. It's like one of those Dude Perfect videos, or one of those channels that does videos kind of like Dude Perfect, and they take a basketball and they try to make a shot from on top of a dam all the way down below on the grass below. They dropped the ball that hard, that far. This is so bad.
Meals throughout the games were small and sporadic, contestants said. It was difficult to keep track of time without watches or phones, but the contestants estimated that they had been fed twice a day, once early in the morning and again in the afternoon or evening. A spokesperson for MrBeast said the contestants have been offered 3 meals a day.
Okay, even if they were fed twice a day, so we had that example of one person only being fed within 20 hours one time. So that's already, there's some differences here that we're hearing, but twice a day versus being told that they're going to be fed 3 times a day, or giving out statements to the public that they're being fed 3 times a day. There's already discrepancies there. It's already dishonest and not going well. It's just so poorly managed is what I'm hearing.
That spokesperson again. One of the most common things amongst all of the contestants that I talked to was just how dire the food situation was. On a few occasions, the production staff passed around small Feastables chocolate bars, a brand created by Mr. Donaldson, and filmed some people eating and praising the candy, contestants said. Nothing better than a cheap chocolate bar on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone I talked to said that they were starving, and I cannot believe that they use this as a cheap way to promote their candy bars, advertise their candy bars on the show. People with food allergies and dietary restrictions said that they had experienced even more trouble. Before the competition, contestants filled out forms detailing their dietary needs. An FAQ document provided to contestants in advance of the event and reviewed by the Times said that all dietary and food restrictions would be taken into consideration.
Oh, man. Imagine that guy that puts down on the form that he's allergic to peanuts, and then he gets handed the peanut chocolate bar and is just expected to eat it oh, you haven't fed us in hours, and then you want to do a little free Feastables ad with your peanut chocolate bar, and I'm allergic to peanuts? Really? Really, guys?
Either they knew about the dietary restrictions and they weren't able to meet them, or they casted people with dietary restrictions knowing that they wouldn't be able to feed them correctly. Either way you cut
Yeah, either way is horrible. I mean, come on. Just total lapse in judgment there to do it either way.
it's not good. You can't feed people? Jimmy, don't you run food banks? An FAQ document that says taken into consideration. Yeah, it seems like they considered it. They were like, I'm gonna consider not doing anything for the people. But
Seriously, yeah. Yeah, they read through all the forums and it's like, oh, can we do this? No. All right. Well, we told them it was going to be taken into consideration, so we didn't say we were going to do it for sure, right? We're covered? We're covered, right? Jeez.
several contestants said that they had been served food that they were allergic to and that alternatives had not been provided. Quote, they took on
I was just joking earlier about the Feastables bar, but that actually happened. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, they couldn't even give people meals that they weren't allergic to when they clearly would have put that they were allergic to them on that form. That's crazy, man.
on this challenge of 2,000 competitors. They should have known they needed an enormous crew to handle this correctly. Hungry, bruised, and bleeding, Mr. Donaldson presided over the field as the first scenes of the competition were filmed in the stadium. Contestants described how he had stepped out of the shrine-like structure and onto a platform above $5 million in cash as they were instructed to cheer. Quote, we're all just looking up at the sky, screaming at him like he's God, one contestant said. Guards dressed entirely in black, complete with face coverings, flanked the field. A
This sounds weirdly like a cult, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like a cult? I'm not saying anything for sure. This is just my opinion based on what I'm hearing. But man, it sounds like a cult. It gives me that imagery of like a cult. It's so strange.
psychologist also introduced himself to the competitors at the outset, explaining that health and safety were priorities on set. Several participants recalled. Reached by phone by the Times after the games, that psychologist declined to comment on the event. In what world is one psychologist enough for 2,000 people? When I went on to a reality game show years ago, this is over a decade ago, there was 10 women and we had one psychologist. Just so you guys can kind of compare, several contestants said that when they had sought out production staff members for assistance with medical care, food, and hygiene issues, the staff members were often not helpful and appeared disorganized. Some staff members yelled and cursed at contestants, one participant said.
Yikes. Oh, just so poorly managed. It's just total chaos out there. I mean, come on, you guys. Like I said, it could have been so simple. Just some plastic, organizer containers or even cardboard boxes. Slap a piece of tape on there with the person's name on it, have all of their stuff in there, and then just have a stack of each necessary item that could be needed by these contestants. Like, okay, for the basics, I mean, like toiletries. Okay, women's needs, we have a very specific stack for that, everything. Just have it all lined up and just anybody can come and grab something, or if they can't leave their spot for whatever reason, send somebody to grab something, bring it immediately back. It doesn't seem that hard, but it was just so poorly managed.
Sorry if you guys hear snoring. My dog just fell asleep and I don't have the heart to wake her up. They just look so cute when they're taking those little puppy naps. She's this one. She's right here. Boop, boop. This is our little booty. Back to it. Despite reassurance that contestants' medications would be distributed to them when needed, several contestants said that they had not received their medication on time, including one contestant who needed insulin, instead receiving it hours or even days after their scheduled dosing times.
That's cruel. I don't know for sure, but to me that sounds criminal. Like, that's really bad. You're withholding someone's medication, like insulin for a diabetic person. Like, they could go into shock and just be gone because of that. Like, that is not okay. That is not okay.
Is so dangerous to a diabetic. This is awful. One contestant said that she had initially been denied food that she required to take with her medication and had been told by staff members that she didn't actually need to eat. After asking repeatedly, she was given half a banana. Something else that really bothers me is people online are saying, well, it's a competition, it's supposed to be hard. And I'm like, why is MrBeast production casting people who need specific medication and specific food and then not giving it to them? That has nothing to do with the competition games themselves.
Exactly, yeah. The competition has nothing to do with, hey, we need to put people's lives at risk. No. If you have specific needs, people with food requirements and medication requirements, that if they do not get these specific needs met, or if things are out of line, right, that they could be in serious life-threatening danger why even have them on the show if you're not going to meet their needs? Exactly. I agree with her 100%.
Nothing. It is taking care of basic human needs. Contestants were instructed to supply the production staff with a Ziploc bag containing 5 days worth of undergarments, which would be distributed to the contestants once the games were underway. But several contestants said that they had waited hours or even days to receive their clean underwear.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird and creepy. Weird and creepy. Why do you even need to take their underwear? You could even, like, maybe some would argue that even this is a little strange, but at least it would be better than this, that them not being provided. You could even have them just roll up their underwear and stick it in their pockets. Just have it on their person, literally. Just have it on their person. That would be better than not providing it for days. That sounds horrible. That is grotesque. That is just disgusting.
I'm gonna stop here again. Why the is MrBeast production team taking contestants' underwear?
Yeah.
I get not having a cell phone or something you can cheat with, but underwear? There is one contestant that
Just those little drawstring bags, the little drawstring backpacks. You could just have them in there. Like, it could be on their person. Why? Why do you need to take them? It doesn't make sense. The medication too. It could be in a little backpack on their bag, or on their back. It's so easy.
that I'm talking with right now who has never gotten her underwear back. One woman said that when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, she had been told that it was not a medical emergency. And she recalled that a nearby member of the production staff had laughed at the woman's pleading.
That's disgusting. Yeah, that's actually just disgusting. Straight up nasty. Just withholding people's and not even getting your underwear back in some cases. That's weird. That is weird and creepy. Weird and creepy.
How disgusting are these people? Could you imagine these people treating your sister that way? Your mom that way? And yes, it is a medical emergency. It's called toxic shock syndrome. People can die from it. Can we please make Markiplier the #1 YouTuber already? I'm like so sick of this. Ick, ick, ick. Contestants felt that the staff was overwhelmed by the volume of competitors. In addition to these behind-the-scenes issues, things did not appear to run much more smoothly when it came to the competition itself. The first challenge involved 5 teams of 400 pulling ropes attached to a 10,000-pound weights as fast as possible.
Whoa.
The issue began, participants said, when they were broken into those teams. A scramble for team pennies, which I think means jerseys, quickly became chaotic and frightening, several said, describing a crush of people pushing and shoving other contestants while the production staff was unable to calm the crowd. One contestant described hyperventilating amid the scene. Another said she had been almost horizontal and had feared being trampled.
That's crazy. This is just such a mess. Everything. It's like no part of this went smoothly. Not a single aspect of this show is going smoothly at all. That's crazy.
How this was described to me from contestants was basically, it was a free-for-all mosh pit just to grab these jerseys.
Yeah.
Why didn't production just pick the teams and hand out the jerseys? Some male contestants...
Yeah, they could have just handed out the jerseys in between like a cut spot where they plan to cut it or something, and they just say, hey, we've everyone's been assigned a jersey and they're ready to go. Like, it doesn't have to be this crazy scramble like they're describing.
refused to pass pennies to female contestants, with the result that one of the teams was predominantly women, contestants said. Several people interviewed for this article felt they had not had a fair chance at winning the prize money given the way the teams were formed. One contestant said she left the stadium bruised and bleeding after being injured and eliminated in the first challenge. She was handed $1,000 in a stack of dollar bills as a consolation prize, but said she had to hand the money back to the producers after the cameras were off. Competitors were told that they would receive real payments later, she said, but as of publication time, she has not yet been paid.
Yikes. Oh man, even these simple promises, I mean relative, it's all relative. I'm not saying that everybody has $1,000 to give out, but these simple promises relative to the large prize money of being handed a $1,000 consolation prize, you do it for the camera and then you don't actually pay these people when you say that you're going to. Oh man, it just gets worse and worse.
One contestant, a self-professed longtime fan of Mr. Donaldson's, who is still in the game, said she was nervous about her safety, but planned to continue. That just really paints a picture of what's going on. A contestant who...
Yeah, somebody who absolutely loves MrBeast is still like, yeah, I don't totally feel safe, but I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I'll be okay. Jeez.
doesn't feel safe, but she needs the money so much, so
Yep.
she's going to try to stay.
Right.
Oh, It's that spokesperson again for MrBeast.
Quote, "We are grateful that virtually all of those invited to Toronto for our next production have enthusiastically accepted our invitation," the MrBeast spokesperson wrote. So
Yeah, because they want the money, not because they want to be mistreated as humans. Come on, you guys need to get it together. You guys got to manage these games better, manage the show better, manage the basic human necessities better, please. We do not need any more hospitalizations from MrBeast's show, please.
So to end this video, I just wanted
Allegedly.
to read through this article and give you a good idea of some of the things going on in Beast games. Nearly every part of this story was confirmed.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Wow. And I thought that the other stuff was bad. The MrBeast fraud situation, those allegations, I thought that was bad. This is really bad. Thousands of people, like literally thousands, 2,000, right? So it's multiple thousands. That's horrible. The mismanagement is insane. The creepiness, taking people's underwear and then some people not even getting it back. What? Not being provided basic woman things, toiletry type things. That's disgusting. And then not getting people their medications and ignoring people's food allergies, actually putting people's lives on the line just for the show is just pretty gross, pretty gross, pretty gross, pretty gross. I'm really disappointed. Yeah. I used to be a fan of MrBeast, really. And, all the stuff that's coming out, yeah, I'm just not anymore. Not me. Not anymore. Anybody else who feels the same, don't watch them. Don't watch them anymore. Don't support this. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is really crazy.